Keenan Shanholtz here, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. I'm on lot 352 in Ashton Woods today, and it's a 20-acre lot, and it's on the very top of South Branch Mountain, which is where I'm at right now. And where the elevation here is basically right at 3,000 feet. It's probably one of the highest places that you can buy in Hampshire or Hardy County, basically in this market area up here. 3,000 foot's about as high as it gets, and it's a different world up here. So typically up here, the last 500 foot change in elevation is where you see the difference. So when you're on your way up here to the top of the mountain, when you pass the last intersection and climb the other 500 feet, that's where you see the difference in the weather and stuff. You know, there'll be snow up here where there's not snow down there, and so on and so forth. And typically runs about 5 to 7 degrees cooler up here on top of the mountain. But so what I want to point out here is, so this is South Branch Mountain Road here, which is the development road in Ashton Woods. And the lot starts, you know, about right in there. And, you know, I don't know what the frontage here is on South Branch Road, probably, you know, a couple hundred yards or so. But so this is the lot over here where you're going to build at. And what happens here is, the lot actually comes across South Branch Mountain Road just a little piece, maybe 20 feet or so. And then all this over here on this side of the road is NATHANIEL Mountain Wildlife Management Area, which is 10,000 acres of public hunting and hiking. However, this is pretty much a good ways from any kind of public access. So typically, the only folks you see roaming around up here are Ashton Woods property owners. But if you could see there, you could see, and I'll get to the whole power line thing. You'll see the big double power line right here. Well, in the middle of that double power line is where NATHANIEL picks up. It's, you know, there's a little lot that lays kind of in between, like kind of breaks the NATHANIEL line there for just a little bit. But basically from that double power line out through here, out across this top for probably a half mile or so is NATHANIEL. But this top up here in NATHANIEL, I mean, NATHANIEL's all contiguous, so the 10,000 acres is contiguous. But there's about 500 acres up here on this top that lays really, really nice. So, you know, it's easy to walk in here and hunt and hike. You're not climbing up and down any mountains or anything. I mean, this is where it drops over here on this side. But so you just, you know, if you build a cabin right over here, you walk right across the road and you're on 10,000 acres of public land, you know, to hunt, hike. There's bear up here, deer, turkey, coyote, bobcat. I mean, you don't know what kind of critter you're going to see. There might even be a Bigfoot up here or something. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to see up here on top of this mountain. But that's the real benefit to this lot. I mean, one of the main reasons you'd buy a lot like this is because you really like to hunt and you just want to be able to walk out into open space and just keep going. But up here on this top, this lot probably has, there's probably a good 3 acres or so up here on the top before this lot drops off that's flat, that lays really nice, you know, would be your buildable area. And I mean, this flat runs out through here for a good ways. And then the power line's over here to your right. And I'll take another video over and explain all that. But plenty of room in here to build. There's a cabin on the lot next door to this, past it. Like a lot of these lots up here on top that border NATHANIEL, don't have as much flat area as this one does to build on. So you definitely have something up here to work with. You're not having to, you know, negotiate anything steep up here to get a drive. Like, you could put a driveway in, you know, put a camper in here if you want to. I mean, the electricity is basically right there. You can see the pole right there by my truck. So there's electric and stuff up here. I mean, you could stub a short driveway in here and you can get back on this lot. And this lot has potential for really big views. And I'll get to that in my next video here and try to explain that. But with the leaves on, it's kind of hard to explain that. But I'll do that in my second video. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty on lot 352 in Ashton Woods. And what I want to illustrate here is how the power line kind of comes into play on this lot. And you can obviously see, you know, what kind of view you can have from up here, and that's pretty much looking due west kind of at the town of Moorefield. But what I want to show you, and this is going to be hard here with the wind blowing and me trying to hold this map, but I'll try to set it down here so I can show you. But this is South Branch Mountain Road right here. And so you see where the power line comes across South Branch Mountain Road. Well, the corner to this lot is, you know, out of the power line a little bit, but then the line actually comes back across the power line. So I'm standing about right in here somewhere. And let me turn this the way we're really standing here. So I'm standing about right here. So the line, you know, leaves South Branch Mountain Road and comes down here and comes across the power line. Now, if you wanted to build over in here, you're never going to see this power line. So there's an option here to where if you don't want to deal with this power line, you don't have to. And you can get down in here and clear out a building site and cut enough trees, and that's what people have done on these other lots. You're going to have one heck of a view, and it should be unobstructed because you're going to cock it this way to the west. And what I want to point out here is this power line drops off really fast right here. So you got to think, if you're building, you know, 150 yards into the woods that way and clearing out your view that way, you're not going to see this because the way it drops down under the hill right here. So what you do want to do with this power line on this lot is use it to your benefit. So basically what the line does, it actually runs in between of these two towers, I believe, and the lot actually goes all the way off the mountain and borders NATHANIEL Mountain Road, which is down at the bottom. So this lot runs from road to road. The top road, South Branch Mountain, where you're going to build at, and the bottom road is NATHANIEL Mountain Road. But that's kind of how the power line, you know, how the line runs through the power line. I'm pretty sure it runs right in between the two big risers right there. But you can come over in here and hunt. It's a nice place to shoot. You can see my truck sitting up there along South Branch Road, but the line's probably, you know, the line comes out of the woods probably about right in there where I'm pointing somewhere and kind of runs across here. But this section I'm standing on here in the power line belongs to this lot. And I mean, you could go right off that hump right over there and kind of see all the way to the bottom and that sort of thing. You know, this is a good place to come and hunt. I mean, you've got a natural berm, you want to come over here and shoot your pistol or whatever. I mean, it makes a nice shooting range and a nice place to sit and hunt. Or if you just want to sit here, I mean, you can see the view that you can have from this lot. And I'll just zoom in. I mean, you can see quarter H, that's the highway out there off in the distance as it goes up over the mountain headed towards Mount Storm. But this is a cool lot. And like I said, you're going to look at this on the map and you're going to see the picture, you're going to see this power line. You don't ever have to see this power line or deal with it if you don't want to in terms of a building site. You can build and never see this power line if that bothers you, you know. Let's check this out. And here's the benefit though. This lot, when they came through, see, that's the old tower over there. Actually, you know what? No, I think that's the new tower. So they came in and doubled the size of this power line back in like maybe 06 or 07. And I believe that's the newer side over there to that side. But when they came through here, they had to pay you know, for the easement. And what owners also got was 12,000 kilowatt hours of free electricity a year. So if you build something on this lot, you get a 12,000 kilowatt hour per year electric credit. And I don't know what the math equates to on that. It's probably like $100 a month or something like that. But, you know, if you just wanted to put a setup up here, like a hookup for a camper or whatever, and keep your camper up here and do that sort of thing, you're never going to have an electric bill. I mean, you're never going to use that much just with a camper. But that credit does convey with the lot. So if you're looking for a place to hunt, if you just want to be on top of the mountain in a different world, away from everybody, where the air's always cool and you never know what you're going to see, and you want a potential view to the west that's dynamite, this is the lot for you. Come check it out. Keenan Shanholtz here again, West Virginia Land and Home Realty. I want to do one last video here on lot 352 in Ashton Woods. So I'm down here on Nathaniel Mountain Road, and this is where you have frontage down here on Nathaniel Mountain Road, which is the lower road. So I just wanted to point this out. So right down here in the bend of the road, that's where the line shoots back up across the power line there. And I'll take some drone shots down here to help illustrate this. But I just jumped up a bunch of deer down here. You can see there's like mountain laurel. It's starting to bloom down here. If you see, I don't know if you can see those white flowers up in there, but that's mountain laurel, and the deer love that. But I just wanted to show you this down here. So, you know, this is another spot to come down here and hunt, and you know, you can just roll the deer down off the bank, and they're pretty easy to get down here. But there you can get a good shot of this mountain laurel that's in bloom down here, and the bear do love that. That's where the bear love to live, where that laurel and stuff is. But just to give you a perspective of how much this drops off from the top to the bottom or whatever, I just wanted to point that out down here. I mean, you're really in the mountains here.